What's up guys, Yasser here. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Yasser's Fit Frag, and today's video is about a comparison between two of the most known clone of Rasasi Hawas, and they are Armaf Rixos and the other one is Lattafa Najdia. So I'm sure you would have heard of these two being the clone of Rasasi Hawas. So I thought I would do a comparison video of these two to let you guys know which one is more closer to Rasasi Hawas. But this is totally my opinion. It all depends on your personal taste and your nose as to what your nose can detect. So you might agree or disagree. So that's individual taste and preference. But in my opinion, I would let you guys know as to what I feel. So before I do the comparison, I would first tell about Armaf Rixos, and then I will switch on to Lattafa Najdia, and then I'll provide you the comparison in my opinion. So let's talk about the packaging of Armaf Rixos. So the packaging of Armaf Rixos is actually very elegant for the price tag. So it costs about 1,100 or 1,150 if I remember correctly. But the packaging is actually very elegant, very beautiful bottle as well. Look at the style of the bottle, the Armaf logo here. It looks very elegant when I compare that to Najdia. So talking about the smell, so in the initial opening, it definitely gives the vibe of Rasasi Hawas, no doubt about that. I would not say it is exactly same like Rasasi Hawas, but when you initially spray and test the smell, you would definitely get reminders of Rasasi Hawas or Invictus because they both are similar anyway. So Armaf Rixos would also give you that feel, but after 30 minutes, it switches more towards fruity and floral, according to my nose. So I would say in the opening, it is about 80% similar to Hawas, and as and when it dries down, it is somewhat around 70 to 75% similar to Hawas or Invictus. And the projection on this one is just for 1.5 hours. When I tested this, it does not project so loud. It is very soft, but in case you want something for office wear where you do not want it to be too loud, I would definitely say Rixos does the job for that purpose at least. And the longevity on my skin is about 8 to 9 hours when I tested. But within the second hour, it is more like a skin scent. I don't think anybody around you can actually smell it. Unless you spray it on your skin and directly smell it on your skin, it is still there. So it stays on to your skin for about 8 to 9 hours. But do not expect any projection like Hawas or Invictus. It cannot perform that way. But for the price tag, it definitely does the job. So now switching on to Rasasi Najdia, sorry, Lattafa Najdia. So this is how the packaging comes for Najdia. A decent one, and the bottle is actually heavy, a very thick glass bottle. It has that bubble kind of textures inside the bottle. You may not be able to see it in my camera, but it has those bubble kind of textures in the bottle. But the finishing of the bottle is nothing mind-blowing in my opinion, because when I compare it with Rixos, Rixos looks more elegant to me when you compare the bottle. But the plus point in Najdia is it comes along with the deo, the same Najdia deo. So you can use the deo for your underarms, and then you can apply this on your pulse points or clothes however you like. So that's the plus point in Najdia. You get a deo free for the same price. This also costs about 1,100, similar to Rixos. So now talking about the smell of Najdia, Najdia has a dry leaf kind of opening plus the Hawas vibe. So it is definitely 80% closed within 15 minutes after you spray. So the initial spray, you might get that dry leaf kind of a vibe, but within 15 minutes, it gives that vibe of Hawas or Invictus. And it does not really change after that. It sticks on to the same DNA of that dry leaf plus Hawas. And the projection is slightly better than Rixos when I tested it. So the projection is about 2 hours when you compare it to Rixos. So Najdia projects slightly better, maybe 20% stronger than Rixos. And it sticks on to your skin for about 9 to 10 hours. So the longevity is also slightly better than Rixos by 1 hour, I would say. But for the price tag, it still does the job, guys. So if you compare it with Hawas, do not expect the same kind of projection from Najdia or Rixos. So if I have to compare these two with Hawas, this is more fruitier and floral version of Hawas. This is more of a dry leaf version of Hawas. So if you can imagine fruity floral with Hawas, this is what you can go for. If you can imagine dry leaf plus Hawas, this is what you can go for. So in my opinion, I personally prefer this because I'm not a huge fan of that fruity floral vibe. I used to like those kind of smell when in my younger days. Sorry about my camera, it's a little breezy out here today, so you might see that oscillating a little too much. So like I said, this is a fruity floral version. If you like that kind of a DNA, you can go for this one. This is a dry leaf plus Hawas vibe. So if you like that kind of a scent, you can go for this one. The projection is slightly better in this one, but this is still not bad. Projects about 1.5 hours, but after that it goes into silent mode. This projects about 2 to 2.5 hours. After that, it's more of a skin scent. But this stays about 8 to 9 hours. This stays about 9 to 10 hours. So that's the difference. So it all depends on you guys as to what taste you prefer, and you can choose whichever you like. So I have provided my opinion about what I like. I would go with Najdia if I have to compare Rixos and Najdia, but not with a huge difference. I would give a 0.5 difference additional to Najdia when I compare it with Rixos, but do not expect either of these two with the projection of Hawas. You will definitely not find that because Hawas projects even better than these two. But for the price tag, these two definitely does the job. It does the justice for what price it sells for. So 1,100 to 1,150 is what you can expect these two for. And I think it is definitely worth for that price. You cannot expect anything better than that because Hawas, even if you buy it from Dubai, it will still cost you 3,000, and in India it sells around 4,000 from what I know. So let me know in the comments down below as to what you feel about these two fragrances. Share your thoughts with me. See you next time in another video. Cheers.